Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss about the various schedules of Indian Constitution. So our original Constitution, it had 8 schedules and later 4 more were added. So total now we have 12 schedules in our Constitution. So 12 schedules are there in our Constitution now. So let us now have a look at these schedules. The first schedule. So it includes the names of the states and the union territories. It also includes their territorial jurisdiction and it covers the articles 1 to 4. So article 1 to 4 are covered in the first schedule of our constitution, which deals with the names of the states and union territories as well as their territorial jurisdiction. Now coming on to the second schedule. So the second schedule, it contains the provisions related to the emoluments, the allowances and privileges and all the perks of the constitutional authorities. For example, President, judges, Comptroller and Auditor General of India, then governors, Speaker, Deputy Speaker, Chairman and Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha and of state legislative assemblies as well. So all these important positions, their emoluments and all the allowances are mentioned in the second schedule. Now coming on to the third schedule. So third schedule, it defines the forms of oaths or affirmations of the union ministers, various members of the parliament, judges of the Supreme Court and High Court, as well as Comptroller and Auditor General of India's, and also the state MLAs and some other important dignitaries. So the oaths and affirmations for these important offices, they are mentioned in the third schedule. The fourth schedule, it describes about the allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha to various states and union territories. So this includes articles 4 and article 80. So the fourth schedule, it includes the allocation of seats in the Rajya Sabha to various states as well as union territories. Now coming on to the fifth schedule. The fifth schedule, it contains the provisions which are related to the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. So this is the article 244. So article 244, it deals with the provisions for the administration and control of scheduled areas and scheduled tribes. That is the fifth schedule. Now the sixth schedule. Sixth schedule, it contains the provisions relating to the administration of the tribal areas in the states of Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. So for these 4 states, the provisions for their administration is mentioned in the sixth schedule. So the 4 states are Assam, Meghalaya, Tripura and Mizoram. So the articles are Article 244 and 275. So these 2 articles, they define the provisions for the administration of the tribal areas in the states of Meghalaya, Assam, Tripura and Mizoram. That is included in the sixth schedule. Now coming on to the seventh schedule. The seventh schedule, it includes the provisions related to the division of powers between the union and states in the form of 3 lists. That is the union list for the central government, the state list for the state government, and the concurrent list for the both union and state. So the union list, it includes the subjects which are under the control of union government. The center list, it contains the subjects which are under the control of state governments, and the concurrent list, it includes various subjects which are under the control of both union as well as the state governments. So the topics which are included in the concurrent list, the laws can be made by both union as well as state legislatures. So the article, if we have to talk, is the Article 246. So Article 246, it contains three lists: union list, state list, and concurrent list, and it is included in the 7th schedule of our constitution. Now coming on to the 8th schedule. This 8th schedule, it consists of a list of 22 Indian languages which are recognized by the Constitution of India. So earlier, originally, there were only 14 languages which were the scheduled languages, and later 8 more were added. So now total we have 22 scheduled languages which are recognized in the Constitution of India. Otherwise, India is having more than around 1400 spoken languages. But the ones which are recognized are 22 in number, and these, if we have to talk, these are now alphabetically. If we start, the first one is Assamese, then is Bengali, then is Bodo, then is Dogri, then is Gujarati, then is Hindi, Kannada, Kashmiri, Konkani, Maithili, Malayalam, Manipuri, Marathi, Nepali, Odia, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Santhali, Sindhi, Tamil, Telugu, and Urdu. So remember that English is not included in the list of the scheduled languages of India. So there are these 22 scheduled languages which are recognized by the Constitution of India. Now, not all of these were included at the first time. So, for example, uh, Sindhi, it was added by the 21st Constitutional Amendment Act in 1967, while Konkani, Manipuri, and Nepali, these were added by 71st Constitutional Amendment Act in 1992. Then Bodo, Dogri, Maithili, and Santhali, they were added by 92nd Constitutional Amendment Act in 2003. Oriya, it was renamed as Odia. Odia. So in 2011, and the constitutional amendment was 96th Constitutional Amendment Act. So this is how these languages were included in the Constitution of India as scheduled languages. Now this was all about the 8th schedule. Now coming on to the 9th schedule. तो 9th schedule में क्या दिया गया है? यहाँ पे it was added by the first Constitutional Amendment Act. तो फर्स्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट के थ्रू ये 9th शेड्यूल जो था वो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ऐड किया गया था. और ये क्यों ऐड किया गया था? टू प्रोटेक्ट सम लॉज फ्रॉम जुडिशियल स्क्रूटनी. मतलब इसमें जो लॉज इंक्लूड किए गए थे फर्स्ट 9th शेड्यूल में, वो जुडिशियल स्क्रूटनी के अंडर नहीं आते थे उस टाइम पे. सो जुडिशियल स्क्रूटनी से बचाने के लिए कुछ लॉज को इस 9th शेड्यूल में डाला जाता था. तो इसीलिए ये 9th शेड्यूल बनाया गया था थ्रू फर्स्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट. हाउएवर बाद में जुडिशियल जजमेंट्स आई जिससे उन्होंने सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने ये रूल आउट किया कि इवन जो 9th शेड्यूल की लॉज हैं वो भी जुडिशियल स्क्रूटनी से बचे हुए नहीं रह सकते। उसके बारे में हम लोग बाद में पढ़ेंगे। सो बेसिकली दिस वाज अबाउट द 9th शेड्यूल दैट इट वाज एडेड बाय फर्स्ट कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट, और ये इसलिए बनाया गया था टू प्रोटेक्ट द लॉज फ्रॉम जुडिशियल स्क्रूटनी। नाउ कमिंग ऑन टू द 10th शेड्यूल। तो ये जो 10th शेड्यूल था दैट वाज एडेड बाय 52nd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट। तो 52nd कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल अमेंडमेंट एक्ट के थ्रू ये 10th शेड्यूल जो था ये कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन में ऐड किया गया था, एंड it is related to the disqualification of the members of the parliament and state legislatures on the ground of defection. So anti-defection provisions for the MPs and MLAs, they were included in the 10th schedule through 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. Now coming on to the 11th schedule. 11th schedule जो था ये 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1992. So it was added through 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act in 1992, and it is related to the rural local self-governments. So it contains the provisions that specify the powers, authorities and responsibilities of panchayats. So these are the local self-governments in rural areas. And finally coming on to the 12th schedule, which was added through 74th Constitutional Amendment Act in 1992, and it is related to the urban local self-government. So it deals with the provisions that specify the powers, authority and responsibilities of municipalities, which are the urban local self-government bodies. So these were all the 12 schedules of our constitution. 8 were originally there, and these 4, 9th, 10th, 11th and 12th, they were later added by constitutional amendments. So there is a mnemonic that you can remember for recalling these schedules. So the trick is Tears of Old PM. So TEARS, tears, OF of OLD old, PM. So first schedule, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th and 12th. So ये 12 शेड्यूल्स हैं। तो T से क्या है? टेरिटरीज एंड स्टेट्स। E से क्या है? उनकी अवॉल्वमेंट्स एंड अलायंसेस। A से है अफर्मेशंस एंड ओथ्स। R से है राज्यसभा की सीट एलोकेशन। S से है शेड्यूल्ड एरियाज की एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, और O से है अदर ट्राइबल एरियाज, जिसमें आते हैं 4 स्टेट्स, दैट इज मेघालय, then Assam, then Tripura and Mizoram. Then 7th schedule is about the 3 lists: union list, state list and concurrent list. O is for the official languages or the 22 scheduled languages. L is for land reforms. तो basically जो 9th schedule ऐड किया गया था by first amendment act, तो वो इन land reforms के act को ही judicial scrutiny से बचाने के लिए लाया गया था. So this is the 9th schedule. Then 10th schedule is about defection or anti-defection law. उसके बाद 11th one is for panchayats, that is rural local self-governments, and finally 12th one is for municipalities, that is urban local self-governments. So this is all about the various schedules of our constitution.